group, or do you want just to start?
No, we can start. I don't know what you mean by group actually.
On Facebook, you can go to Facebook and create a watch group.
Watch party, yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, watch party, yes. And in the meanwhile, I'll have a coffee party.
Okay, awesome.
Very important, the coffee party.
Yes. Okay, good.
We have a coffee party. Good. Let's start. How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very good. How are you?
Exceptionally well. Very busy creating, making things amazing. And, I think that, as I said before, Corona is the best thing that happened to those who do not care about Corona. So to those who are not afraid, for the brave one, the one that do not eat the story of, oh, you need to be small, you need to be afraid, the one that says, Corona, look at my eyes, get shiver and run.
Yeah.
That makes it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk to you about? What are we going to talk?
I have some questions that I want to ask you about business, first of all. And I also have to ask you today about transitioning, employee model and business model, how these work together, which is better, and just the whole transition of people from employee to businesses.
Perfect. Let's go for it.
All right, good. So overall speaking, let's, before we go into the depths of this conversation, in general, in terms of making money, do you prefer a specific model like an employee being an employee or being a business owner?
The truth is that it's not really important because there are billionaires that work for companies, and there are billionaires that privately are billionaires, and it's more or less 40-60. So I don't think that there is such a big difference. I think that how much money you will make has nothing to do with the business model, with what business you are in, employee, working for someone, owner. All of that thing is irrelevant. It has to do with, can you have money? The question is not, can you make money? The question is, can you have money? And it's really important to understand. It may be hard to see it, but you will have as much money as you allow yourself to have, because money you have, money you don't make. The government make money. You have money, and you will have as much as you can, and you will be surprised that 99.99999% of people on this planet cannot have money. They just cannot. They do anything in their power not to have money. And even when you show them the exact blueprint, you need to do this, you will have money. They will say yes, and will do the opposite.
Okay. So can you explain more of the difference? I'm still not getting the difference. Have money and make money.
Okay, I will explain. So if people think that they need to make money, to make money is a doingness. It's something that you do, so you get money.
Okay.
But actually, you don't do things for money, because if you try to do things for money, you're the government. What you need to do is to give things of value to people and get return for that. It can be in the form of money. Turn it into more value and get even more. And if you stop that cycle, you will not have money, because the havingness is not that you have, but that there is a cycle. Now most people go like that. They do something that by mistake bring the money, and then they go and they spend the money instead of using the money to bring more money. And they broke the cycle of having money, because having money is not I have it, I'm holding it. Having money means I got it and I send it back, and I got it and I send it back. And as long as it is an ongoing things like that, you have. And if you stop it, you spend. So spending is the process of getting it away from the cycle of having. You go and you buy a nice car, you buy, I don't know, whatever you like to buy, or you take the money that you create actions, you create value, the value you give to someone else, he gives you something in return. You take that money and return it into more and more and more and more and more money, and you take small percentage to live, small percentage, and you always increase it. How do you have more money to live? This percentage stayed the same, but the volume of exchanging the money increase. So the misunderstanding, the big misunderstanding, is people think that having money is something like I have a cup. No, having money is a form of communication. And you can have communication only for as long as you communicate. So it has to go on. You don't have communication by holding words in your mouth. This is not how you have communication. You give it out and someone give it back to you, and you give it out and someone give it back to you. So if you don't understand that, you will never have money, because you will go into the direction of holding, and then you will have to spend, and you will think you don't know how to make money, you don't know how to create money, all kind of things. But actually, if you understand money is a form of communication, and the only way to have communication is by exchanging it, not by accumulating words in your mouth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such an interesting way to look at it. That's really amazing.
And yes, and anyone that have a lot of money knows that. The key is turn the value, give more value, give more value, give more value, give more value. And give more value means only, you give value only if you get something back. If I give you value and you don't pay back, I didn't give value. You have to understand that people cannot ask for money back. They cannot charge a lot. They're worried about, do you have money to pay me, etc. All of that, it's total, utter, 100% nonsense. If you just give, you give, this is not having. It is another way of spending. You don't just give value, you get something back in return. And the something back in return can be a name. The something back in return can be anything, but it has to grow. If it stayed the same, there's no communication. If it stayed the same, there's no communication. It's going down. So if it's going down, you actually spending. The only time that you have communication, you have money, is when you increase the number of communication, when there is more. The moment that you start to decrease from wherever point you are actually spending money. You're not having money. And if you understand this model, if you understand the model that basically what I said that money follow the idea of it is a constant increase. Money is being created by a constant increase.
Okay.
Always an increase. Otherwise, you don't have money. To have money, you need a constant increase. It's not important if you go from 1 cent to 70, to $100, to $1 million. It can be 1 cent, and then 2 cents, and then 2.2, and then 2.0001, and then 2.00023, whatever. I don't care. That's a small enough, but never, whatever. As long as it's going up, you need a constant increase, and that, and only that, will bring you the $1 billion. And the mistake that you can make is to think that, well, I made only 2 cents. Don't worry, make the 2 cents. Right. You know, I can tell you, I have a story. When I was young, I was in the Far East, and we climbed the Himalaya. We did all kind of things. And in one of the trek, we took a porter because I had, I think altogether about 70 kilo, me and Aviva, 70 or 80 kilos to carry. And in one of the trip, we took a porter. Now this guy, the small guy, have a piece of cable going here, and he put all the bags and everything on his back, no shoes, and we are with good shoes, good da. And he goes like that, he starts like that, tan, 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 like slow. And we, you know, we are young and vibrant, and we started to walk. But he's going like tan, 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 tan. Every single day he got there first.
Wow.
Every single day he got before us, way before us. Why? Because he kept on going and he increased his speed slightly. He never decreased his speed. He always so ever slightly increased the speed, and every day he made it a little bit faster, but little bit, half a minute in 8 hours walk or 10 hours walk. And that the secret of the $1 billion, a slight increase that almost unintentionally bring you $1 billion, but everyone is so misunderstanding the subject of a lot of money, that they think that they need to go from 0 to 100 to 1,000 to million to 5 million. And if it didn't happen in 5.5 seconds, they think it is useless. No. Constant increase, not the size of the increase, just the constant increase will make you a billionaire. And everyone and everything around will tell you, no, you're not making it, you're not making it, you're not making it. You are, because the definition of success is the sum of all validated improvement. And every time you've done one more increase, you have one more improvement, and you report to yourself that you improve. You don't say, oh, it's only 1 cent.
Yeah.
1 cent is an increase. End of cycle. If you can get that, you will see that you will become a billionaire, not a millionaire. A billionaire. That's what you need to do.
Awesome. Wow. And it also holds true in terms of increase in communication, for example, right? Everything. Sorry? It also applies in terms of increase of communication.
For sure. You need to increase in communication. You need to increase in everything in your life. You need to increase everything. Increase how you think, how beautiful you think you are. Increase the number of communication. Increase eventually the quality of communication. Increase ever so slightly. Don't try to go from 0 to 1 billion, because the billion will just happen if you will continuously increase. Right. How fast it will happen? How many dead times you have in the increase? So if I increase in the last half an hour by 1 cent, then I need to go to 1.2 cents. And if I got a dead time between the 1 cent that I increase until the 1.2 cent that I increase, that how long is this dead time will define how fast are you actually going to become a billionaire. And that's, and only that, is the formula of actually becoming really rich. And otherwise you will see that all you will do is you spend money, because you will get losses. And why people spend money when they don't have money? Because you for a long time you feel depleted. When you get any money, you exchange it for anything, even if you don't need it, because this thing that you now have is curing you. Because you are sick in the lack of sickness. And this is the worst sickness in the world. Is worse than drugs, is worse than cancer, even worse than corona. Because because you put on yourself a judgment of life with no resources. And life with no resources, the problem is not that you don't have a fancy car, but the problem is that when you live a life with no resources, you will have a life without spirituality, because you cannot be hungry and spiritual at the same time. It doesn't work. People try that. They do that. They actually putting the show that it works. But if you sit with them, you will see that the general view on life is either anger or fear or disappointment or apathy, that they try to say that it's a serenity of beingness, but it's actually apathy. Because if you're in high level of spiritual condition, you can have anything you want, anything.
Wow. Wow. Nice. And in terms of business, is there some type of a business that will do better right now than other businesses?
I think that at any given moment, you need to do one of two things. And this is all about marketing, yes? Marketing, either create a want or serve a want, yes? So this is the one of the two options. You either create a want or you serve an existing want. So the business, the type of business that you should have is either business that you can create a want for it, or a business that you serve an existing want. So for example, if we take Starbucks, okay, yeah, coffee is probably the second most ancient profession in the universe, yes? Like drinking coffee, nothing special about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, so, but yet Starbucks made out of it something, wow, they created a want, not for the coffee, but for the atmosphere, for the experience, for I'm going to Starbucks.
Yeah.
You want latte or schmate? Yes, it's coffee with milk. Come on. It's the same machine that everyone doing.
Yeah.
Nothing is so special, and it's even, you know, it's people like Starbucks because like or don't like is a decision. It's not the coffee, it's the decision about the coffee. You like your wife when you meet her, and then you don't like her so much. She did not change. Your viewpoint on her changed. So the coffee, if it's tasty or not, has nothing to do with that. The way that Starbucks look, if it's nice or not, has nothing to do with them. It's got to do with the marketing. They design the viewpoint of a whole society that this is a wanted and needed thing. Like for a long time, the viewpoint of society was fat women are beautiful, and then it become no women are beautiful. I mean, skinny women are beautiful, and now it's I don't know, a fat woman or I don't know what, you know, like the viewpoint change. If you look at the way that you looked at the 80s, if you go to the 70s or 80s pictures that you have, and you look at that and you say, how the hell did I thought that this looks good? Like what was I thinking?
Right.
You understand? It's just a viewpoint. You create it. So either you can create the need or you serve the need. And then the next thing is marketing, sell. The job of marketing is to sell. So because Apple have a good marketing division or section, when you go to Apple, you already bought the product. Right. The salesman is the guy that just close or upsell. He's doing the last push. But Apple already closed you. You are an Apple client.
Yes.
Even if they will force you, you will not buy an Android machine because you're an Apple client. You're an Apple user.
Correct.
Because it's a viewpoint, it has been created. And if you don't understand that it has been created, you will think that you need a specific type of business or a specific idea. No, what you need is something that you want to sell, a product. And this is like 1% of the job. 99% of the job is to either create the need or to serve the need.
So where does
1%.
in the create and serve that you're talking about, where does a person's passion, where does a person's love, what do they like to do come into this picture?
Your feeling, what you like, what the passion, etc., is something that you create. Let's say that you like music, okay? You really like music.
Right.
So you say, well, I need to have business in the music industry. I like to play guitar and I love it. You say, okay, fine, I understand, you love it. Not a problem. Now I want to tell you, I have a business that's selling chickens, okay? It creates $10 million per day. Okay. $10 million per day for you. Will you start to like it or not?
Definitely.
You will start to like it. Why? Because it will make you so much money that this thing that you also like, that called guitar, you will have enough money to do it and to enjoy it, and better guitar, better this, better everything.
Okay.
So like and don't like, I mean, it's okay, it's fine. If you find something in an area that you decided that you like, you need to understand, you decide that you like it, and if you cannot unlike it or like it, you are just a slave to something. I'm a slave to the guitar. So you say, well, I like it, and because you say that you like it, you think that it's you or something. No, you create it, and if you want to really like it, you need to know that you created, and you can unlike it as fast as you like it, and you can like something else. Otherwise, you're just a junkie of a guitar. You're just a junkie. But if you can start it or stop it at will, then you will really enjoy it.
Wow.
Do you understand?
The viewpoint of looking at what's needed and wanted is way more important than the inner desire that what I originally loved and originally liked to do.
But it's not you need to understand that there's no such thing what I like. It is what I created that I like. It's all 100% considerations. It's just something that I say, yeah, I like music. Why I like music? Because I could do that easily, or it just happened to be that there was a guitar and my dad was playing and I started to play and I found that I can do that. So I like it because it's the route of least resistance. It's not the best route for me. Or maybe it is, but why not another 50 billion things? Take almost any professional musician, any professional basketball player, any professional anything, and you will see that he is good only he's really good only if he's playing for the joy. And what does it mean to play for the joy? I don't have to play, but I play because I decide to play, and if there would be something else that I need to do, I will do it. I will do it, not a problem. I will do it.
Nice.
So basically, a person starts to do something, he becomes the effect of the thing instead of being cause of the thing. And because of that, 99.999% of the people that doing something professionally don't actually like it. They have to do it. They've done it all their life. They would like to succeed in it. They have to be right about the decision now, so they cannot do something else.
Yeah.
But the truth is that if they had a totally new blank canvas, they probably would choose 3 different things, 4 different things. They will not be locked on one thing because, okay, I can play guitar and I can play guitar very well. Excellent. So it's very limited. Right. It's like opening a door. It's beautiful because it's an art and it's admirable and everything. But if that's all I can do, quite limiting. And if I have to do it because that's the only thing I like, that's the only thing I would like to do to the rest of my life, quite limiting.
Yeah. Wow.
Someone that's really successful will try to do car racing and will do some this and will do some this and will do kite surfing and will do this and will do that and will do all kind of things because he can, because he's not limited by one drug. He's not hooked on one drug.
Wow, love it. So the concept of doing one thing is what you're saying is not true. You can be involved in a lot of things at the same time.
For sure, but you need to bring one thing to a success and then another thing to a success. And you need to do this thing, not because it's just happened to be that you are somehow good at that, or somehow you've been thrown into that direction. You have to do it. You have to create the passion for it. It's not I have a passion for it. I create the passion for it. It's not I like it. I create the like. It's not I just fell in love with that. No, I created the love with my wife, and I'm recreating it every day. And if not, you fall in love and you really fall, and you never come up.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Now, what about the businesses that are doing good and now want to expand? Or let's talk about a solopreneur actually that's in business and wants to expand. At what point does hiring begin